gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of No Man's Land with me, CWATTY, here in Farming Simulator 19. It is the start of another new day here on the farm. I have got, obviously, the horses that we added in the last episode. They're over here, looking all nice and nice. We've got the chickens over here as well, looking all nice and nice. And got the chicken feed set up, ready for them. Got the water pipes being all plumbed in and connected. I then did a little bit more work off of camera. You'll notice I've moved the wood chipper, and I've actually put it over with the if we come for a run over here, I've actually put the wood chipper next to the log selling point. Keep all the wood stuff and the log stuff together. Makes sense to me to do that. I then added in a sheep pen. We've got a sheep pen over here with no sheep in it yet. That is something I will have to go and purchase. I don't even know if I've bought the water pipes. Yes, he's coming tomorrow to do that, so I'm probably going to wait for a little bit as far as getting the buying the sheep and purchasing and adding the sheep. I have levelled and smoothed out a lot of this area, and I've regrassed it all. I was having some issues trying to place the animal pens on here because of the height difference of the terrain, and the fact that the animal pens do want to flatten out a lot of terrain. So I was trying to place the animal pens where it was already flat, so I didn't have too much gouging of the landscape, the world space. Too much terrain gouging is never a good thing. But yes, we have got horses, we have got chickens. We will be adding sheep. I've also got a couple of little spotlights that I've added. Just to brighten things up and make it easier for me to see about the farm at night, especially finding the outhouse, because this is obviously an important building. One of the most important buildings. So, what are we going to do next? Well, let's have a quick look at the animals. Chickens are okay. Horses, we need to get some straw. The straw situation is not good for the horses. We do need some straw. So for that, we're going to need a machine capable of taking the bales, which are currently loaded on this trailer from the old bale barn, because I've sold the bale barn, obviously, to put the wood chipper in the place where the bale barn was, and now we've got these bales on here. You will notice I have replaced the two trailers as well that I had in the last video. The big trailer, the low loader, and then we had that other like auto loading trailer, little auto loading trailer. I replaced both of those with one big tex trailer, which honestly, it does everything. It's got the low load capability for transporting equipment and stuff, and it also does the auto loading, which speeds things up quite a bit. Right, so the question is, how am I going to be making straw? Well, there's a couple of ways we can do that. There are a couple of ways we can do straw. The easiest one, I think, the easiest way is to use a actual. I know it's not quite correct in how you would do it, but you want to kind of use one of these, a forage mixer, because you can chuck your straw bales into it, fill it all up with straw, and then you can just empty it. And that's honestly a kind of easy way. You can use obviously straw blowers and load bales into blowers and use those. However, I'll be quite honest, I kind of find it easier just to use a forage mixing wagon. Quite expensive. That one's quite cheap. Does 18,000 litres. Doesn't require a lot of horsepower. One's a bit different. I think we don't need anything too flashy or too fancy, so we'll buy that for 28 grand. And then we'll go to the store, we'll go pick it up, bring it back, load it up with straw bales, and then we can put it on the give the horses their straw. Another thing I'm probably going to be getting is some mowing attachment unit things, because obviously we're going to need grass and hay, so we're going to need to get a mower, going to need to get ourselves a tedder. I don't know whether to get a baler or a loading wagon. Baling can be better as far as capacity wise. You can store quite a lot of grass in a bale and then pick up a few bales. Don't have to worry about bales and grass rotting now, because as you may have noticed, I have chosen to remove seasons from the Let's Play series, and I'm not going to go into massive detail about why I chose to do that. The simple reason is, the very short and simple reason is, the growth time it takes for saplings, poplar, is just ridiculous with seasons. It takes, you know, 3 or 4 years for those types of things to grow. And on this particular map where you don't have fields and you're not doing normal crops, you're only going to be really doing trees. I can't afford to wait around for 3 or 4 years for my saplings to turn into trees that I can log. So yeah, seasons not great if you are into your logging, is the simple and short answer as to why I've removed seasons from this Let's Play. I didn't really want to do seasons with 2 maps at the same time. I know I've looked at Dalton Valley, and I know people are probably wondering, where is the second video of Dalton Valley? I recorded it. I haven't got round to editing and rendering yet because I'm still not fully convinced. And it's all because of the Maze Plus mod stuff. I'm not, at this moment in time, I'm not au fait with it on how it all works, especially with the changes to the animal feeding system. So I need to do a little bit more play testing on another map without the complication of seasons and the headache that brings, to figure out how all the Maze Plus mod works before I carry on with Dalton Valley. The last thing I want to do is then go, you know, the last thing I would want to do is remove seasons from Dalton Valley. And then I'm running 2 maps without seasons on. And then it's like, well, what's the point? I would like to play seasons on 1 map of some kind. Now, whether that means I just end up waiting for, obviously, Millennial Farms to come out and do it on that map. I don't know. Dalton Valley's a nice map from what I've played of it and what I've looked at. It just might be terribly complicated with the mods that I've gone for, like the Maze Plus and stuff. I think mods like that require certain types of maps with certain types of fields. Because honestly, if all you've got is little fields, you're going to struggle to generate all the stuff, all the Maze Plus stuff and all the extra stuff that mod adds. With just, you know, what is available kind of thing. I kind of got lost my train of thought there for a second. I'll see if I can get it back, shall I? Whilst I'm just dragging this trailer out to get the straw bales off of it. And we'll see. Yeah, there's so much different silage, different crop silage you have to do with Total Plus, especially with the animal extension and the horse extension and mods and stuff. For that reason, it's probably not going to be a great. I probably need to kind of figure it out And like I say, it's knowing how those crops, long it takes for those crops to grow and stuff with seasons. And I would feel a lot more confident playing maps with seasons if seasons was a bit more regularly updated, especially to fix issues. It hasn't had any updates for 6 months now, and I'm a bit concerned by that, because there's a lot of mods that have come out in the last 6 months with scripting and stuff, and I'm just looking at seasons like, yeah, this isn't really working. The seasons is having its issues. Right, I need to figure out which tip side we're on. We're on tip side left. That works fine for me. I'll switch the mixing wagon on. Blum, 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 blum. We'll come and give the horses their straw. We don't have a lot, but thankfully they don't need a lot. And I'll just leave that part there, because that's got a little bit of straw left in it. Right, next job then will be, we want some mowing units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bales of silage and we're going to get them sold. Then we're going to basically load up with a bunch of mowing units on this here, mowing units, maybe the tedder. I'll keep the front loader on the tractor for the minute. I can just lift it up out of the way to use the front attacher if I want to load anything. I can also load stuff on using the rear attacher, can't I? I'm sorry for sneezing and blowing everyone's eardrums. That was very bad of me. But yeah, if people are wondering why the farm sim content on the channel's been a bit sort of slow and there hasn't been a lot of videos updated just lately, I've kind of not been in the recording mode and mood just lately. I've been having a bit of a downward spiral with my mental health stuff, where I've been a little bit just, you know, just a bit in a bit of a funk, you know, bit of a hole with that kind of stuff, which has made me not able to enjoy doing what I normally do, which is play games and make great videos. So that's why the last couple of videos that have uploaded on the channel this past week or so have been archives of live streams with Mr. Helgi, because I haven't done any standalone recording apart from my Formula 1 stuff, which I'll be honest is about the only thing that I am actually having fun with at the moment and still finding I really enjoy doing for long periods, which that doesn't want to buy my bales. I sworn it did. It does. It does. They've just got to be on the ground. That's a bit weird then. I thought this trailer would be perfect for doing loading wagon type stuff for pallets. Right, we're going to leave that there. Right, we're going to go inside. One of the things I do need to get some more horse food. So I'll buy 2 stacks of horse food before I forget. Right, mowers. Very critical, very useful to have mowers. Don't have a lot of options because, again, not running a lot of mods. What is this thing? 4-metre kind of pull behind jobby. Yeah, why not give that a go? Right, and then we want a tedder for doing hay, don't we? A tedder for doing hay. I don't want the Cavernland one, because that's horrible. A little Vicon one. 6-metre. Or the little Cum one, which is a little bit better. Yeah, we'll buy that one. Could do 13 metres with the Pottinger, but that's probably a bit extreme. Windrower. That's any trouble. We're going to need a windrower now, aren't we? That windrower, again, from the Cavernland DLC is a bit weird in the way it operates. It's only good if you're travelling in a straight line. If you start going around corners, it tends to miss quite a lot of grass and stuff. I might just go for something cheap and cheerful. And then it's a case of how are we going to pick it up? Are we going to go down the loading wagon route? If we're going down the loading wagon route, we're probably going to need a bigger tractor. That's the only issue. And if I go down the baling route, and I want to use something like the straw harvest add-on mod stuff, we're definitely going to need bigger tractors, because they're not going to be good enough. They're not going to cut it at all, apart from the little round one, the little round baler. We could probably pull with our little tractor. Or there's obviously the Cavernland fast bale. This one does round bales, obviously. Stacks them on their end so they don't roll around all over the place. It depends what size bales we're going to do, whether we're going to do standard bales or whether standard size bales, standard literage bales, or whether we want to do some big capacity bales. If we're going to do big capacity bales, we're obviously going to need like the Crone or the big pack and stuff. Looking at balers, the roll belt New Holland is probably the cheapest at this moment in time. If we just want to do hay bales without wrapping them, we're not really in a pressure point to do silage. Could go for one of them. No, there's not really a lot of options, is there? I don't really want to go down the class rat route. Because this starts getting very expensive then. I mean, that will give us massive amounts of... That'll give us the option to do lots of different sizes of bales, different capacities and everything, but... whether or not we need it, we'll buy it. And the only problem with buying that then is I'm going to need some stuff to put in it. We're going to need... We'll buy 2 of them, why not? Right. Now I've got to see if I can load all this equipment onto this flipping trailer. That's a problem. I didn't kind of envision that. Did I? Yeah, we ain't getting all of this on here in one go. That is a fact. What we can do though, we can back the baler on there. About as far back as it will go. Back there. It is chocked, so it shouldn't roll off. Work with what I wanted it to do, but next up we'll put the tedder on there. I honestly thought this trailer was bigger. This big tex trailer. Maybe I've bought the small version. There are two sizes and maybe I've got the wrong version. I should have gone for the long trailer. Unfortunately, that is not really working. Take the 2 bales of twine. Probably gonna help. If I can get them on here. Probably should have put them the other way round. We'll take this first lot back to the farm. That will be the main important thing. And then we'll pick that up. Unload this stuff. Come back then for the rest. Yeah, I'm not going to get the horse food on there. Don't hit the tedder. Oh, pop that on there. We might be able to do this. We might be able to do this a slightly different way. Let me just think. I can probably get the horse food transported, or at least one stack of it transported, by using our good friend here, Mr. Front Loader. Oh, I'll tell you what I ought to do while I'm here. Grab some fuel. Unfortunately for us, we've spent quite a lot. We've used quite a lot in our lovely little tractor. Tell you what, we've about burnt through all our money though that we made from our impressive logging. So we may need to do some more logging fairly soon. Generate a bit more money. Right. Kind of unorthodox. I can't bloody see. Camera zoomed in. Collision with the camera collision with the baler. Oh, look at me go, eh? my fancy bit of kit. Just a shame. Get camera collision issues. I might just have to make 2 journeys because obviously the mower is going to want to be dragged behind this thing, behind the tractor, as is the windrower, and I'm not going to be able to get the tractor, the mower and the windrower on this trailer. So I might just have to drive back, make 2 little trips, bring all that gear back to the farm. But then we'll be able to just do some grass mowing that we've got, because we've got plenty of grass. We own a fair few of these fields now, so there's plenty of grass out, wild grass out here for me to go around, mow, collect up. There's also a few little trees I can come chop down, get rid of, not either wood chip them or put them in their place. And I'm just going to drive in this way. Oh. One of the things we are going to need is a shed as well. When you think about it, because don't really have a lot of room for storing all those things in that knackered little shack. Feed the horses while we're here. Sure, they've got plenty of oats. Right, that's the horses magically done. Your food, I'm just going to tease you by leaving it parked right here. What we'll do is we'll go pick up the windrower, and then we'll grab the second stack of oat pallets, bring them back. Then we can go back and get the mower blast. Then we'll be ready to do a bit of mowing. My little trees are hopefully all growing nicely. It'll be a couple of days before they really start to you start to notice the difference in the trees, especially with seasons mod having been turned off. It takes a couple of days for them to kind of rework themselves. But hopefully once they are fully grown, we can lock them down, get them logged up, get them sold. That'll give us a big injection of cash, which we can then buy some more equipment with. Probably going to need some sapling pallets. I'd like to get some more trees planted then. I'd like to get like a designated kind of area set up. Whereby I have my trees planted. And can plant trees in like proper little areas, proper little rows, properly spaced. Grab the windrower, because that's probably going to be the heaviest bit of kit, maybe, because it's the biggest bit of kit. Although the mowing unit's probably quite heavy, because there's a lot of complex stuff all in one space with the blades. I know from my experience, as I say, working when I worked at the golf club, mowing units on the mowers were actually freaking very heavy. If you were able to take mowing units off a mower, you knew it. You knew it. You know, one of the little greens mowers, you think, oh, that's only a tiny little machine, that's not going to have any weight to it. And you pick them units up and they're like, wow, they're actually really heavy. They are the bulk, I would say the bulk of the machine's weight is in those mowing units. And there used to be, there was, I think on the mowing unit we used to have, there was 3 headers, 3 mowing units. There was one on the front left, one on the front right, and then there was one in the middle, almost underneath the driver's seat, underneath the machine. Another unit there in the middle. Because I knew there was always 3 buckets to empty, and the bucket on the middle unit was always the awkward one to get to. Because if you wanted to empty that, you actually had to get off the machine, because it was like under the seat. Pull the box out with the collected grass in it. But that was the only time we collected any grass, was when we was doing the greens, obviously. When we was mowing fairways or mowing rough, we never collected any grass. We just left the cut grass to blow away in the wind, rot down and self-fertilise fertilise itself. I know some people used to mow when, especially if it was wet, if we did the rough, when we did cut the rough, if it was then wet shortly after. Because you'd just get absolutely covered. You'd get grass stuck to you for flipping ever. Right. I do believe at this point we are kind of done with... I know we've got to get the mower. Right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the front loader off. I'm not going to use the front loader. I'm going to pick the weight up from the stable, from the log yard. Pop my front loader over here. I've also, one of the things I've done is I've made sure I've added in and installed some, since the last video, added in some modded trailers for being able to transport animals. We probably need to get one of these, probably the Joskin, because that does like 9 horses and we've got 8, so we're probably going to want one of these. I think at some point in time, because obviously what I don't want to be doing, if I'm going to the trouble of having horses, once the horses are fully trained and I come to sell them, I do not want to be paying 80-odd thousand bucks for transport costs and fees for getting rid of the horses. You know, that's flipping money you're throwing away for nothing. I would rather spend 24 grand on a trailer and then be able to sell the horses myself and get no charges, no penalties. Because that was ridiculous the other day when I bought those horses and got charged 88,000 bucks for having them delivered to the farm. I'm like, that's the cost of one horse. That's almost one fully trained, fully ridden up horse gone. So, and if you do that the other way, when they're fully trained up and you come to sell them, that's another 88 grand you have to pay. That's 176 grand. That's almost 2 fully trained horses. So out of the 8 horses that you will have spent the time training up, riding and all that, you're actually only going to get paid for 6 of them, because 2 of your horses, your money's gone. And I don't want to be throwing money away, because like I say, the big thing on this map is we are not going to be we're not going to be producing crops as such, unless, you know, I decide somewhere down the line to do a bit of ploughing, maybe plough a little bit of a field place and plant a few little bits and pieces. So we're kind of so for things like the animals, all their food, we're going to need to buy, which is all going to come out of our profits. So we need to be making the most profit we can, because obviously a lot of money is going to go straight back into them. So that does that. Not a bad little mower. Not a bad little mowing unit. Gonna be fine for me just to whiz around, cut some grass. Gonna rain again though on this map. Even though I've turned seasons off, we seem to be getting a lot of rain. I don't know whether Alien JiM's built that into the map as part of this map's local weather environment system, but we do seem to get a lot of rain. But yeah, we're all geared up now, so we've got some. We can do a lot of mowing, do baling, obviously get some grass bales for the sheep, hay bale, make some hay bales for the horses. We then need. We can sell bales. Obviously, if I ever decide to get a proper, well, we've got a baler, haven't we? The trouble is that with that Crone straw harvest baler, I don't know if you can actually make silage. I don't know if it lets you do silage or not. That's the only thing. One of the things I noticed on, which I have noticed from doing the multiplayer, is if you use the big pack, the square chrome baler, and you do grass, and then you come along with a wrapper, it does change the bale back from a straw harvest bale to a regular game bale. As soon as it's wrapped, it becomes a regular. As it goes into the wrapper, it goes from being a straw harvest grass bale into a regular game grass bale. And obviously then once it's wrapped and everything, it's so yeah, that's all pretty good. We're going to do some mowing, but that is going to happen in the next episode, folks. Sorry to leave you there, but you know, this episode is a bit of just preparation, really, work for what is to come. I will be doing some mowing in the next episode, so be sure to come back and join me for that. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave your like, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye for now, folks.